We are delighted to have Eddie Murray join us. We had a chance to chat a little bit earlier today. Eddie is back officially now with the ball club. I don't even a special assistant, and you're going to be answering to John Angelos. You're going to be an advisor to John, who's taken over a lot of the operations of the ball club now. And welcome back. It's great to see you in the yard.
Well, thank you. It's, you know, I've been in and out of town quite a bit since I've been technically gone from the ball club. But, you know, hey, this is, you know, something that's going to be actually going to be working now here. You know? So it's not that bad a thing. I'm here maybe 8 times a year, and hey, I'm here, and you know, we're going to do some community things, and we're going to just see how we can pair this up. I think we're going to be all right.
Good.
Absolutely. Well, Eddie, when you're part of this team, obviously, when you're around, you just light up the place, right? Everybody loves you. I mean, the fans love it. So just being back, I think, is just going to give a jolt to energy because this team really needs it right now. Have you been following the O's?
Very little. Yeah. You know, I'm on that West Coast, and I don't see a whole lot of games, but you know, you're going to turn to the MLB station or see them on the ESPN. You watch the games, and it's hard seeing the struggle. You know, you see it. I love coming back here. You mentioned the fans. I mean, you come here and you're in the restaurants, and you know, I expect that they come over. Most of the time it's in a crab house here, but you know, you got the people there, you know, really wishing you well. We really enjoyed watching you play, so you know, it's kind of good being back right now.
Eddie, we were talking earlier this afternoon about perhaps tell the fans a little bit about how you happened to come back, about the approach that was made to you, and you know, what you heard that the organization wanted from you.
Well, I was here a couple of months ago, and you know, at that particular time, we were sitting down with John Angelos, and we, you know, kept pounding it out that morning, and you know, I was due to make an appearance somewhere else, so we got it done. I mean, you know, it was really an interest, you know, on my side after sitting there listening to him, and you know, there's some other things like I'm doing here. You know, Chief Russell. You know, we're going to do something with some of the youth here, and we're trying to, I don't know, who knows, maybe the Orioles and the police department on all of this could you know, just get something together here and try and help some of these youngsters.
Yep. Absolutely. Eddie, when you played here, you were and the Orioles just a huge part of this community. And I don't know that I've ever seen really a baseball town embrace players really like they do here. And I know back then it seemed like a lot of players lived here in the Baltimore area. They made their homes here and stuff. So the impact that you could potentially have just bringing back the passion for the game of baseball like it was when you guys were whipping out the championships and stuff back in '83. And I think that's really what everybody's kind of hoping for. You bring that same kind of energy and style and class to this organization.
Well, hopefully you can put a little bit of that out there and then explain it to some of the kids that you can play this game and actually have fun. Actually, you'll play better if you have a smile on your face. And I think you're a little bit loose. You know, they just, you know, you got to give some of them a break, and just hopefully they will mature a little bit, you know, and really come out here and play this game every day like you're supposed to.
I want to share, when I say we talked earlier, Eddie and I did an interview that'll be seen later on, but I was really impressed by the passion I saw in your face and in your words when you were talking about Cal Sr. I mean, the impact clearly he had on your life was enormous. And can you share a little of that again with the fans?
Well, everything. You say Baltimore. You say, how can you not say Cal Sr.? He was the one, you know, not quite the first face I saw when I put on his uniform, but when you got to instructional league and to listen at him bark out, you know, his instructions on how this day was going to go. And it was special. At that time, you know, the funds, everybody had roommates. You had to bond with somebody and room with them, put your money together and try and cook and, you know, do all of that thing. But he was really special. I'm saying, and I couldn't see it until one night I look out there on the field and it's 9:30 at night, and he's out there working the infields to the tractor lights. He's dragging the infield for us tomorrow morning.
Oh, my.
And, we laughed. And then I shut everyone up. And I went, he cares about us. I mean, we had a few ground crew people on staff, but they weren't doing it to his liking. But, he was just a special man.
I wanted to ask you this thing, because we were talking, I say we, there are a couple of us, players, et cetera, we're talking about this today. On winning ball clubs, do you need to have a leader in the clubhouse where everybody knows if you got to turn to somebody, this is the guy you're going to turn to, or if something needs to be said, this is the person who's going to say it? Is that an important element of winning?
It is to a degree. I mean, everybody still has to do their part. But for me, and for instance, I wasn't always hitting the ball. There were times when I struggled. But the thing was, I was there in that lineup every day. You wanted that opposing team to still sit there and to wonder, did he patch up that hole that everybody had found the 4 games previously where you were hitless? And it was things like that you lead by, and they know that you're hurt, but you still go out there and you put forth that energy and that effort to try and win.
Yeah.
Eddie, I was fortunate enough to play against you and witness your incredible Hall of Fame, at least part of your Hall of Fame career. And then I was fortunate enough to actually have you as a coach. And all I remember was how positive you were, especially with me. I mean, you kind of convinced me. And I don't know if you remember, you said you're going to hit 20 home runs one year. You're going to hit 20 home runs right here. And I'd never even hit 10, I don't think, coming in here. And you just kept instilling that in my head, and believe it or not, I mean, I ended up hitting 16 home runs. Thank you very much. I got traded and ended up hitting 20. but, I mean, that's such a huge part of the game. Being positive. You talked about having a smile on your face. I mean, it can take players a long way.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. We got Omar Vizquel from Seattle over in Cleveland, not known much as a hitter. And I'm telling him I said, you got to invite people in to your home, into the kitchen. I said, hit the ball to left field, beat somebody. I said, you got Kenny Lofton in front of you. I said, people do not want to see first to third in the first inning, and pretty much any time during the game. But Omar, I had to tell him, I said, you got to go that way. Now I got him looking in, and Omar hit 20 where everybody was looking. Is he on steroids? But it was just a matter of, it really is positive thinking, but you have to feel it in your heart and in your mind that, what you're doing is really actually good.
Yeah, you actually made a lot of players believe in themselves, me included. And I know when I came over here, the Oriole way was still present, and it was part of this franchise and organization. And I don't know if it's gone by the wayside, but with you coming back, I mean, is that what you're going to try to bring back, that Oriole way, that Oriole style of play?
Well, a little bit. When I'm sorry, and I'm going to get off this a little bit, but I always think of you because I'm going to see if you remember. When I got traded, I came back. Sam Palazzo moved you about 20 feet to your right one night, and you moved one step. And Sam whistled back out at you and said, move over. He kept doing this, and you moved 2 steps. And he keeps going like this. So the line drives hit to you is one more step to your right. You moved about 20 feet over. It was Kenny Lofton. And that's how I watch the game, is to know that when a guy would come, out of the bullpen, Kenny Lofton was very capable of pulling a left-handed pitcher. But once he came out of the bullpen, Kenny hit the ball that way. And you caught the ball and you threw it to second base. You put your hands out to your sides going, like, what's up? And he goes, Sam goes, it's him. At the same time, Albert Bell takes a pitch. And Sam is just watching me. And I go, oh. And he goes, what? I said, we can't play this ball. Next pitch, Albert hits it out. Oh. And he said, how do you know? I said, I hit behind him 2.5 years. I know, just his little actions and stuff. He didn't even swing at the ball, but that's how I watch a game with a little bit of a different type of intensity, and it's
inside the game, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe one day in spring training you could sit there and maybe. Like I said, that's not my job really, but I will be there in spring training. Like I said, maybe you can get a little gathering together where we sit there and get some guys to relax. I'll let them know that I struggle. Maybe that will get them to open up, and maybe who knows.
Yeah. I was interested. You use the term hypnotize hitters. You don't mean that in the literal sense.
Right.
But It's what Mike and you were just talking about, though, right? It's that mental aspect of the game, and you refer to it as hypnotizing guys to believe in themselves.
Right. You don't allow people to, step in and dictate how you going about the game. I mean, it's not a big success for anybody that's technically, we get the praise as being in the Hall of Fame. We're great. I still made a lot of outs. You have to still keep going out there with that positive thing. It actually is 1 against 9 people at that particular time. And, it's just how it is.
Are you excited about being back?
I really am. This is a good day. It's going to be a good drive up to Cooperstown tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. But this is going to be, I think, who knows how long this might last. I really think it can be a winner.
You wanted to be back around the organization, is my sense, huh?
Well, yeah, it was time. Like I said, I had been away, and it was a little saltiness over there with the last things the way it happened, and you were just done. But, like I said, a lot of times you got to just let something go, or otherwise it's just going to bring you down, and, you had enough of it.
Well, I'm delighted. I mean, we're delighted. Organization's obviously very happy and honored to have you back here. It's just great to see you at the ballpark, have a chance to talk to you, and I can't wait to see you working with the ball
This is
club.
great, and Bordick, you're doing a fine job, man.
Eddie, thank you so much.
All right.